All right, we're here with head women's basketball coach Stephen Harrel. How you doing, Coach?
Doing great. Great to be here.
Yes, sir. Kind of take us through your 15-15 regular season.
15
Regular season record.
Right, 15 and 15, up and down.
Yes,
One thing about my girls, they never stop competing, and that's really what you can ask for as a head coach. You're gonna have your ups and your downs, your trials and your tribulations, but being able to come back from those, it's harder than it looks. And we've been through injury, we've been through all kind of things within the team, and we've battled through them all, and we've been fortunate to win 15 games. Of course, as a coach, you get into wins and losses, and you think 15 and 15. It's not a good season, and then you look around at other teams and you go, well, I could have only won 5 games.
Yes.
I could have only won 6 games. I could have been like one of the teams in our conference and only won 2 games.
Right.
So, we thank God for our 15 games, you know what I mean? It's not the season that we really expected. But, stay tuned. We've got the playoffs starting on Thursday. We got the coin flip, so it's a home game. Thank God for that. So, we don't think we're out of it. We think, I've been saying to coaches and to my team all year, the Jayhawk is wide open this year. And even though, Seward is considered the favorite, and they're above a lot of other teams, anybody can be beat, and that's the difference than what it's been in the Jayhawk. It's always been, you had to go through Hutch, or, Seward was just so far away that you couldn't beat them. But they've shown that they're vulnerable at times. Hutch has shown a lot that they're vulnerable. So I think it's going to be a winner this year that nobody expected. I've been saying that all year, and hopefully I'm true, and hopefully that's me.
Right.
So
hopefully it's the Red Ravens that go on that.
No doubt about it. So
you kind of brought it up. How do you keep your team motivated that was decimated by injury? Nalon Smith, Adelina Carr, Kaylee Brown, had a couple ladies walk out, but the injuries that were all very unexpected and very you can never look forward for an injury, but how have you kept your team motivated?
Well, you've also forgot Dana Relaford.
That's right.
Another one of our bigs who fractured her foot. So that's another kid you add to the list. But trying to get a common goal and understanding that, records are good when you're trying to win the conference. But when you decide that you can't win the conference, then your mindset just shifts to trying to play well around the region tournament, and trying to get yourself battle tested and battle ready, so when that region tournament comes, you can go and do some good things. And I think we've continued to battle. We've learned a lot about ourselves, and constantly that's what I continue to tell them is, let's try to win this many games in a row, or let's make sure we try to win this team and or beat this team. So, and what we did was we listed our last 9 games. And what we said was we want to win at least 6 of them, and we've won 6 of them. So we were 6-3 in those last 9 games. So to me, we're on a win streak.
Right.
We're doing good things right now, and we're playing well. We didn't win on Wednesday or Saturday because we didn't shoot the ball well. But I would rather our girls shoot the ball not good those 2 games, and then these next 2 games
go off.
Oh man, just shoot it extremely well. So that's what we're hoping for. That's what we're praying for, and that's how we kind of try to keep ourselves motivated and saying, just get a common goal, something that we think we can achieve, and then just go from there.
I think a lot of basketball players and teams, both guys and girls, their attitude is predicated off of how well they're shooting. But your team seems to have a good attitude even when they don't shoot well, even just sitting on the sidelines. They play hard. I think just from an outsider, they look like they play hard for each other. That's kind of nice to have, especially 15-15, to know the effort's always been there. At least from an outsider perspective, you guys always seem to play really hard.
Oh, no doubt about it. I think the effort is always there. Just sometimes it don't go in for my girls. You know what I mean? Right. And that what kills me the most is when you got a group of girls who are good girls, and every day they push it to the max for you, and sometimes the ball just don't bounce their way, and you can see it by some of the expressions on the sideline. sometimes I am mad at them, so I do express my body language shows that. But other times, I am mad at just the ball,
Right.
because we'll do things right, man. We'll move it from side to side. We'll get a great look, not a good look, but a great look. I mean, that ball just won't go in. You know what I mean? And what else can you ask as a coach? You know, you didn't come down, you didn't take a quick shot. We moved it from side to side. A lot of people touched it. You know, we got good rhythm in our shot, got a good pass to the shot, and it just didn't go in. So, you know, it's a tough deal, but they do compete. And I told them that before the game. I said, you know, ladies, our record is not great. I said, but I want you to understand, I appreciate the way how hard you work and how you're not trouble off the floor.
Right.
Because there's a lot of teams that are winning games and coaches can't stand their kids.
Right.
I love each and every one of my kids because they are good girls and, you know, they're good human beings. And so, you know, like I said, we get caught up in wins and losses so much, but my girls are a good group, and that's why I'm constantly praying day and night that something good would turn out for them.
Right. Right. And I mean, kind of sticking with what, you know, the intensity and the injuries, like how have you as a coach had to adapt your style with only having 6 to 7 players on a nightly basis that are healthy?
Oh, man, look, you got to use your timeouts, and you got a quick sub, and which is, you know, you got a certain time when you sub the first girl. And if you ever notice when I pull one out, I'm telling them something in their ear. Most of the time, I'm telling them, I'm not yelling at them.
Right.
I'm telling them, hey, listen, at this time, go back in and get the next girl.
Right.
And then when she comes out, I say, at this time, come back and get the next girl. So that first quarter, you know, we play with the first 5 starters for about 5 minutes. And then right around that 5-minute mark, we put one in, and then you see me dead ball, we'll put another one in, and we just try to flip them at least till we get to, you know, like the fourth quarter, and then, you know, you go with the ones who've been doing well. So it's definitely an adjustment, no doubt about it. When you see girls and you ask them if they tired, they go, no, coach, I'm not tired. And I'm like, you look like you a dog tired. But the sad part is I ain't got nobody else to put in down there. I'm looking down at the bench, I'm going, hey. So, you know, it's tough. It's
Right.
tough, but it's definitely making them better players and making me a better coach. So it's just stuff that you have to go through.
Well, silver lining, you know, through all the injuries, you know, if there is one, I mean, Tierra Fulov has come on. I know beginning of the year she was kind of, I don't want to say lost in the jumble, but I mean,
She was.
Yeah, you had other girls that were performing well, and Cedriana Lee. I mean, looking forward to next season with those 2 freshmen. You know, Cedriana doesn't control the ball as well as Tanksley. I'd be hard pressed to say there's a lot of guards in the conference that control the ball as well as Tanksley. But I mean, Lee is showing you that, you know, hey, next year that there is some ability there.
Yeah.
And then Tierra as well. I mean, you know, we're gonna lose Lucy Burke at the end of the year, but I mean, Tierra, you know, gives you a couple other aspects of the game that maybe Lucy doesn't.
Oh, no doubt about it. She can put it on the floor a little bit more. And, you know, she gives you that I can push the ball mentality once I get the rebound type deal. So, you know, she'll definitely be an asset next year. We just got to get her in shape. 3-4 trips down, and she's looking at me pulling her shirt. So sometimes she doesn't. I act like I don't see her. Look to the other side. But she's coming along, and, you know, we kind of wish she would have been a little earlier. But like you say, we had so many kids that we were trying to flush in and flush out. She did kind of get mixed up in the jumbo. So, and then Cedriana Lee is a kid, you know, still adjusting to the college speed.
Right.
She goes 100 miles an hour, no doubt about that. It's not like she's ever sandbagging it. She's a 100-mile-an-hour type girl. It just sometimes she's going 100 and everybody else is going 75.
Right.
And so, you know, if you're trying to go to 100 on the highway and everybody's going 75, eventually you're going to hit somebody.
Right.
And that's what she runs into. She runs into crowds because she's going so fast and people are just, you know, they're not trying to get out of her way, but next thing you know, she runs into them. So just taking care of the ball is one of her biggest problems. She has gotten a lot better at it, but it's just a freshman thing. A lot of point guards go through it, understanding the speed, the length, and what to do and what not to do. So we're expecting her for next year to go beyond this and learn from it, and then next year come in and say, hey, I know what to do and what not to do. So we're really excited about having those 2 kids back, as well as my other freshmen who are hurt right now. They played good minutes for us. 3 of them played a lot of minutes for us. So having that coming back, we just got to get some good pieces around it, and hopefully we'll have a solid year.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I think, you know, not having Carr and Brown and Dana as well, and then obviously Nalan, who was leading scorer for the team even after she got hurt for quite a while. So, I mean, having that talent come back is going to be definitely something fun to watch.
Yeah.
But getting on to the Cali game, I mean, lost by 10 to a very good team with only 6 players that we had. I mean, I know for a fact, because, I mean, I sit next to the Cali bench. They were expecting to come in and it be, you know, a blowout, and they were expecting, but you kept your team close. Early in the game, they were really face guarding Lucy, not allowing her to get loose. And then I believe it was right around the second quarter, you called timeout and you changed, you know, the game plan for you guys, at least from our perspective, and you started dumping the ball down low. And, I mean, you know, with your strategy, you got Alexis Wooden. She had 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and 8 points. Burke, who was completely shut out in the first half, she ended up with 11 points by you being able to move your girls around. Kind of tell us about that kind of adjustment. Like what?
Well, our normal zone offense wasn't working because of the fact they were boxing one and Lucy. And so what makes zone offense work is being able to reverse the ball and catch them in their rotations. And you can't catch them in their rotations if you can't reverse the ball because you're trying to get it to their side and this girl's getting denied. So what we decided to do was run a little bit of our man offense at them and just try to get it in areas to where they were not. And so we would do that and then bring Lucy ball side and run some man stuff to where we can screen for her. And that way she could get open initially. So that's the type of stuff that we started to do. I mean, we brought it within 6 at one time. We just couldn't get over the hump. I mean, whenever we brought it to 6, and I remember a play, we jumped in our press and we get the steal. And we 3-on-1 and Michaela gets a shot block. You know, and it's like those type of plays at that time have got to happen. You got to run going. You got the steal you wanted. You got the numbers you wanted on the break. You got to make the shot. That's what I'm saying. I mean, what I was saying earlier, our girls do the press right? You get the steal, right? We get the numbers, and then we just don't finish. It just doesn't happen for us. So it's mind-boggling.
Right.
It really just makes you just really just want to throw yourself over the scores table because they're doing everything that they can right. It's just the end game is not working out for us. So that was really what happened in the Cali game. I mean, we allowed that one girl to have too many points, and we keyed off on her.
Right.
We just had mental lapses when it came to understanding where she was. And I called a couple timeouts and kind of got into them because it's like, if this kid don't have these points, we win in the game. Y'all do understand that, right? So, you know, wake up. Like, get over there. When you see her, I don't care what's going on over here. If she over there and she's open, leave what you doing over here. Get on over here. Let's make somebody else score. So, but she got the rhythm. I mean.
But to your credit as well, I mean, she made some, you know, I called it Steph Curry-esque type shots. I mean, I remember one time she was probably about 3 or 4 feet from the half-court line with her own player in front of her and 2 of our defenders on her, and she still put it up and I mean, nothing but net.
Well, when it rains, it pours. You know what I mean? That's just the way that goes. I mean, and that shot there was, I mean, that was luck. I mean, we all know it. But it was at a time to where, you know, it was basically, it was over with. So, you know, that's the way I look at it. And then when you got it rolling, you got it rolling. And things like that, good things like that happen for you. We should have never allowed her to get herself going. She's a good player. She shoots a lot of bad shots, but girlfriend make a lot of bad shots. So if it works, it works. You know, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, but we had a great opportunity at beating them. We had a good opportunity at beating them at their house. They understand that they should have been beat one of those times, but, you know, good teams pull it off when they're supposed to, and I can't say nothing bad about Cali. They did what they're supposed to do. They came in here and got a win, which is very, very hard.
Yes, sir. I mean, and kind of going on to Lucy that we had talked about earlier, She's been on a tear. I'm going to kind of run down her last 6-7 games. 11, 14, 10, 21 points, 16, 37, 7, and 11 points. So all of them except for one game, she's been in double digits. What since her flu outing, what can you tell is the biggest difference with her?
Seeing the ball go in a little bit more, as for a shooter, that's always what's important. If you recognize it on numbers, though, I mean, she's been double digits, but not really shooting good percentages.
Right.
And what I'm on her constantly about is standing. When people are face guarding her, that's why she came out the second half and kind of did what she did. I kind of got into her a little bit because she's a good player, and the other girl from Cali, she's getting all kind of stuff, but that kid never stops moving.
Right.
And you gotta pick up little tidbits like that and say, all right, if that worked for her, and she's getting face guarded and all this, maybe I need to just get moving a little bit. Maybe good things are happening to me.
Right.
And so she got moving in the second half. And the other thing I get on her about is 2 games you're good, 2 games you're bad. Can't happen.
Right.
1 game you're good, 1 game you're bad. Can't happen. I need you to run off 15, 21, 37, 25. I need you to put about 3-4 of them together.
Right.
When she can do that for us, I mean, we're hard to beat.
Right.
So that's why we're hoping that, these last 2 games, I love her to death, but she sucked.
Right.
And I'm hoping that these next 2 games, girlfriend will go back to work.
Right.
Which will be against Barton and then against Seward, which we would need her to go to work. So
Last time against Seward, she did.
yeah, she did. So I'm hoping that because she had 2 okay games,
Right.
that these next 2 games she'll go to work. And I know for sure she'll be up for the playoffs. She don't want it to end. So, but that's what we're hoping. But seeing it go in, the more she can see it go in, the better off she is.
Right. And you brought up Barton. We're playing Barton here on Thursday, 7 o'clock. How hard is it to, how do you prepare for a team that you've split with? What good, what bad do you take from it?
Watch both films and figure out what you did right, what you did wrong. That's what I was up doing last night, just trying to figure out why we played so bad at Barton and why we beat them by 25 here. And that's our team, though. You know what I mean? Like that's 15 and 15 right there, man. You play a team on your home floor. At one time we was beating them by 30 something here.
Yep.
And then we go down there and we couldn't throw it in the Mississippi River. So just kind of figuring out what's the difference in that. And then today when we go to practice at 1, applying some different stuff that, because, they got a good coach. He went back and figured out why he got beat by 25 and kind of added some different stuff. And so now that we've seen what he added, we're going to go back and add a couple more little tidbits to our side. So it's a chess game, just figuring out, who made the best moves at the right time. But good part about it is we shoot well on our home floor. We play better on our home floor. Hopefully we'll get a good crowd on our home floor.
Yes, sir.
And so, good things will work out for us. But having that home game was a blessing. Not having to turn around and go to Barton. They get some choice calls down there. I don't know if I'm going to get fined $50,000 for talking about the referees, but they get some choice calls down there, which is to be expected because you're at home.
Right.
But I just feel like we don't get those choice calls here at Coffeyville, the ones that they get. So being at home was key. Shout out to Ryan McCune for picking that coin toss. My man picked tails because I wasn't around, and thank God it worked out for us. So shout out Mr. McCune. We got a T-shirt coming your way. So just
what it takes?
Yeah, man. Look, that's all it takes, man. That's all it takes,
I've been
man.
looking for a T-shirt for all year now.
Man, we've been on the air a few times, and he's never brought up where.
Nope.
And you know what it is? Not a lot of people want to wear stuff that say women's basketball.
That's true.
Unless
it says UConn on it.
if a men's sport, that's something totally different.
Right.
But a women's sport, man, all you got to do is ask, man. We hook you up,
I was waiting for the coin flip, man. Man.
Well, I tell you what, next time we get some stuff, make sure I take care of my radio guys.
Yes, sir.
I have to get a bigger shirt from a man.
Yeah, you definitely have your girls
I'm going to give him some of my shirts. I can't give him none of that girl stuff, so we have to hook him up that way.
So what's the key to beat Barton on Thursday?
Scoring the ball.
Scoring.
And making them take tough shots in our zone. Not allowing them to get easy buckets. Down at Barton, we gave them a lot of easy buckets. Here at Coffeyville, we didn't give them those. We made them work for everything. Our zone was just off the charts good. Down there, our zone looked like we put it in 2 days before we went to Barton. So that's really it, man. But for us, our Achilles is getting to 60 points. If you look back at all our games, we score 60 points, we win the game.
Right.
Point blank, hands down. You know, we score in the 60s, whether it's 60 or 61. We win the game. And right now we're averaging 59 points. So that tell you, you know, sometimes we get there, sometimes we don't. 15 times we've got there, 15 times we haven't. If we score 60 or more, we'll win the game. So our main thing is getting some easy buckets, scoring the ball, and then once we get that lead, continue to pull away. And so I think we'll play with energy. We don't have to worry about that because it's the playoffs. I think we'll play with a sense of urgency because it's the playoffs. Main thing is getting a good jump, getting out early, and staying away late. So that's what I think it is.
Well, Coach, we definitely appreciate you taking the time to come down here and talk about your team, and you know, we look forward for a W on Thursday.
Yep.
No problem, man. Look, we appreciate it. I love the show. I think
sir.
it's doing a great, good things for our program as well as the other programs. You guys do a great job.
Yes, sir.
And
Thank you.
I appreciate y'all having me on. And to my Red Raven fans, don't give up on the ladies just yet. We got a strong run coming, so just stay tuned.
Yes, sir.
Go Ravens.